Here we have a geometry problem. Okay, let's go to the question. In triangle ABC shown below, AB equals to BC, measure of angle BCD equals to 1 and 10, and measure of angle BDE equals to 1 and 40. Find a measure of angle 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, here we have the measure of angle BCD, that is 1 and 10 degree. And also consider the angle measure on the straight line over here. So what is the measure of this angle? Already we know that the measure of a straight angle is 1 and 80 degree. So the measure of a straight angle means angle measure on the straight line. So in this 1 and 80 degree angle measure on this straight line, so this particular part is 1 and 10 degree. Then what is the measure of this part of the straight angle? So it's very simple. So to know that, we have to subtract this 1 and 10 degree from 1 and 80 degree. So when I do so, I'll be getting 70 degree. So the measure of angle over here is 70 degree. Even when I add them, I'm getting 1 and 80 degree. This is a measure of the angle on a straight line. Okay, here the question says the length of AB and the length of BC are equal. So it's a triangle. ABC is a triangle. In a triangle, if two sides are equal, the angle measures which are opposite to the equal sides must be equal in measure. So if I consider the side AB, the angle measure which is opposite to the side AB is this one. It measures 70 degree. And let's consider the side BC over here. So the angle measure which is opposite to this BC is angle measure 2, that is given over here. So since these two sides are equal in length, then the angle measures which are opposite to them, I mean angle measure 1 and angle measure 2 are opposite to the equal sides. So angle measure 1 and angle measure 2 must be equal. So already we got the measure of angle 1, that is 70 degree. And also since the angle measure 1 and angle measure 2 are equal to the sides of the triangle which are equal in length, so the angle measures 1 and 2 must be equal. So measure of angle 2 equals to measure of angle 1. Okay, already we know the measure of angle 1, that is 70 degree. So we can plug in 70 degree for angle measure 1. So now I got angle measure 1 and angle measure 2. So both of them are equal to 70 degree. Okay, now our aim is to find the measure of angle 3. Okay, so now just now we got the measure of angle 2, that's 70 degree. Okay, now let's consider the triangle ABC. Let me write it over here. So in triangle ABC, so angle measure 1, angle measure 2, angle measure 3. These three angle measures are interior angles of the triangle ABC. By angle sum property of triangle, the three interior angles of any triangle must add up to 180 degrees. So that means the measure of angle 1 and measure of angle 2 and measure of angle 3 must add up to 180 degree because these three are the interior angles of a triangle ABC. We know the measure of angle 1 just now we found, so it's 70 degree, and measure of angle 2 is also the same 70 degree, and we have to solve for measure of angle 3. So let's solve it. So when I combine 70, it's a 140 degree positive measure of angle 3 equals to 180 degree. Okay, now let's subtract 140 degree from both sides to solve for measure of angle 3. So when I do so, this positive 140 degree, negative 140 degree will cancel out. So measure of angle 3 is equal to, when I subtract 140 from 180, I'm getting 40 degree. So now I got the measure of angle 3. So measure of angle 3 equals to 40 degree. Okay, now we have to find the measure of angle 4. Okay, already we know the angle measure over here, that is BDE is given, that is 140 degree, and this is the angle on a straight line. So we know that the measure of an angle on the straight line is 180 degree. So in this 180 degree, if this part is 140 degree, then what is the measure of this part? It's just 40 degree. So we just have to subtract 140 from 180. Even if I combine these two angle measures, I'm getting 180 degree. So which is the angle on the straight line. Okay, now, so already we know the measure of this angle. This is 110 degree and this is 40 degree. Now, let's consider the triangle BCD. Okay, let me write it over here. So, let's consider in triangle BCD. In triangle BCD, so we have angle measure 4 over here. And so, the other interior angle measure is 110 degree. And the third interior angle measure over here is 40 degree. So these are the three interior angle measures of triangle BCD, and these interior angles must add up to 180 degree according to angle sum property of triangle. Okay, now in this equation we have to solve for measure of angle 4. So for that measure of angle 4, when I combine these two values 110 and 140, I'm getting 150 degree equals to 180 degree. So now let's subtract 150 degree from both sides to solve for measure of angle 4. So when I do so, this one will cancel out. So measure of angle 4 equals to, when I subtract 150 degree from 180 degree, I'm just getting 30 degree. So now I got the measure of angle 4. So measure of angle 4 equals to 30 degree. So the question is asking us to find the 4 angle measures, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the measure of angle 1 is 70 degree, and the measure of angle 2 is also 70 degree, measure of angle 3 is 40 degree, and measure of angle 4 is 30 degree.